make pizza again. Except I made the dough last time. This time we're actually gonna make pizza. Got the oven heating up to 425. Got a pizza stone in there. You want something hot, something that's gonna absorb the heat, like a cast iron skillet you can put in there and cook the pizza. 425 is what my oven works with. It can be anywhere from 425 to 450. So I have no ingredients down here. We're gonna get the ingredients. I've got my dough, my spinach, my cheese and my sauce, and that's essentially it. So you want your dough kind of a little warm. It shouldn't be too cold. Take it out of the fridge. I probably didn't do it correctly. You should probably take it out of the fridge at least an hour before you cook it. So this was cut in half. I made a pizza right after I made that dough before a couple days ago. This will stretch out to about the size of a 8 to 10 inch personal size pizza, and it will basically be enough for me for lunch, dinner, whatever. Now I like mine a little thick. You can kind of see it just kind of sits there. So first thing you want to do is you want to get some parchment or wax paper. Just make it large enough for your pizza. Then you're going to take some non-stick spray. Make sure it's expeller pressed. And you're going to spray down the parchment paper. And I do this because even though it's parchment paper and it shouldn't stick, it still sticks. So that's why you use the parchment paper. Press this out. You don't want to see through it, but you do want it to be pressed down. So got that. Now I make my own sauce. I just use a can of, I'll show you in fact. You want a can of crushed tomatoes. You put it into the Cuisinart. Mix it up so it's pureed. Put it in the stove. Add whatever spices, olive oil. There's nothing specific about it. Do a test, see what you like. But there, you've got your crushed tomatoes. And for this one, we're going to, now we started about 11:32, so we're going to see how long this kind of takes. It shouldn't take long. You just take your sauce, put a little bit of sauce. This particular sauce, I found that these canned tomatoes, and I think it's just because I pureed it too long, I probably put in more olive oil than I should have. So it's got some water to it, and so it kind of leaks off if you put it too far out. So I kind of leave the crust. Who doesn't like crust? Then I just put on some spinach, cover it, and I usually cover this up with enough spinach. Some people don't like spinach. This is my thing. You can get some basil leaves, do whatever you want. Spinach just works for me. Cover that up with enough spinach to where I like it. And boom. Then I pour more sauce over the top of this, because what this does is, I don't like my spinach to be crunchy when it comes out of the oven, or what you would get out of the ground. This almost sautés the spinach in this sauce. Now the sauce does run off the side and it gives you that nice crust with just a little bit of sauce. But that's what I like. You do you. Now, what you want for cheese is you want a low moisture mozzarella. This is Galbani. They have this at most places. I don't think this is Publix. I got this at Publix. And I will cut one slice of cheese like this. Then I cut little strips. I don't like shredded mozzarella because I tend to use way too much of that. But this is almost like shredding the mozzarella. And what I typically do is I put it around the outside so that it tends to block the tomato sauce from running off the parchment paper. So I just make almost a little barrier, if you will. Push it down in there, and then again, this is a personal size pizza. Some people may be saying, "Well, that's so tiny." Yeah, it's tiny. It's enough for one person. If I were to make a big, I don't like to reheat cooked pizza slices. Because that tends to take almost as much time as making this. This literally will take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You're going to spend more time heating up the oven than you are making the pizza. And then once you've got that little barrier, just kind of put the cheese. And again, I only cut 2 slices of this, so it's very little cheese. But this helps insulate that spinach and helps put it in its place. Now I could use more cheese, but again, I don't like a lot of cheese, so putting that there while we wait for the oven to heat up. Essentially what I do is I take this, put it on my cutting board just to slide it up there. Put this over here, and boom, the pizza is made. I'll have to do another video to show you how the sauce is made. But when the stone comes out, I'll show you how I transfer it to the oven. Again, oven's heating up to 425. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we've got the oven at 425. That's done. Now what we're going to do is we are going to pull this out of the mitts, pull the pizza stone out. Oh, and it's hot in here, so close that. Then just take this, and again, you've got some water on there from the sauce, so just be a little bit careful. Move that over. Then we're going to put this back in the oven. Hear it sizzling on this pizza stone. So we put this back in the oven there. Set the timer. 9 minutes. You can see it's in the oven. 9 minutes, 425. We're going to be back in a little bit. No reason to watch the pizza. Maybe I'll just do a little time lapse. A little quickie. Put this over here. I'll leave it recording. And this is 9 minutes. you've got 2 minutes left. And you can see the pizza. The cheese is melting, it's running over a little bit, but it's good. At about 1.5 minutes, maybe when it hits 1 minute, what you want to do is you want to turn your broiler on. And the reason you want to turn your broiler on is because then it just starts to melt that cheese even more. Oh, it looks good. And the smell is good too. But I like my pizza crispy on the bottom, but a little doughy. So I tend to take mine out a little bit early. Again, 9 minutes is about what time that you want it in there. Depends on your oven. You're gonna have to just kind of learn it as you go. You got 1 minute left. Move you over here. Then I get it off the pizza stone. So here, remember I told you there was a little bit of water? There's a little bit of water there, a little bit of grease. That is also why you want low moisture cheese. But that little grease is going to stick to this. What we're going to do, move you back over here. This. So what you do is you take your spatula and you go under, and it should release from the paper. This out. Done. Homemade pizza. Done. That's it. Cheese pie. Go and watch some Netflix. Yeah.